All right, so I just hopped in. I was messing with my logic a little bit, and I figured I'd just make sure I start streaming and keeping a record of it. So for fun, we're working through some fishing logic. Yeah, just potential way of thinking about it. We'll probably see some fishing logic coming out. So I'm excited to see it, how everybody else's take on it. Get my app set up here. My troll alerts in case anybody feels like doing a ducky. Oh, I didn't hook it up. Boop boop. Two beeps? There's two of them. Okay, so what were we doing last time? We were trying to build just like a base of logic so that we could start fishing. And we spent about 2 hours on it. And we'll do that again today. And hopefully that means that we'll be able to catch a fish. We're pretty close there already. But we need to set up a back-end system that determines like the group of fish that we can catch. And then, I don't know, the likelihood of catching them. Sometimes you probably are going to miss. So, what did I do? So last time we were working on setting up a bobber at the end. So you'd cast it out with the power, and then you'd want to see the bobber go up and down. And so we built that now. And I think I have it set up so that it'll pretty much work. We'll have to test it a few more times for sure. But once you do the bobber, then we're going to set up like next you probably have to try to reel it in. You could have it be complicated and reel it in. I think we could add that in potentially. But for now, if you get the bobber, you'll just end up with the fish. Hmm. I really want to get to building the database and catching fish this time, so let's skip over the reeling in part and maybe add that later. We also need to add in like our other baits and the shop behind that probably. So let's for now just say if you push on the bobber, you catch the fish. Okay, so by the time it's time to catch some fish, we have some information by then. We will have how quickly you clicked bobber real time, and if you cast it easy, medium, or hard. And also the bait that you used. How can we make a system that keeps it nice and simple? Let's let's create some sort of equation that like is really easy and it doesn't need like a back end array of data. It's just a number. So we'll make a number, an integer. And we'll say that this is um, let's call it like fish power. Fish points power. I don't know. Fish. We could call it the fish array. Fish possibilities. Starts at 0. And as you're doing things good, potentially it just increases the. Oh, dang it. I hate when I do that. I didn't create it. So we'll create a system that looks at this number, and the higher the number, like the bigger the fish. And so, like, the bigger the number, the harder the fish is to catch, probably. The smaller the number, the more likely you reel it in, but like the lower the weight. So we'll build some sort of like equation around just one number to try to keep it more simple. Hopefully that keeps it more simple. So once we cast it out, we wait a random amount of time between 3 and 10 seconds. And then our bobber starts. And once that happens, it gives us a certain amount of time to click to try to catch the fish. Um, let's see here. Actually, So let's see here. Cast real time float. This is your power. Cast power. Bobber time. Control. Energy. Bobber time. So you can just keep an eye on things. All the trees are growing and everything, so I got a nice stuffy nose. Oops, I'm muted. So I'm creating the board for the fish array potential variable that I'm making, which is hopefully just going to keep it simple. And I'm adding to this fish array potential variable with different things that I can do in the game, like cast easy, cast medium, cast hard, and then put the bait on. So if I can cast a worm, that'll give me some fish array potential, blah, blah, blah. So you'll always have two. And it can be like between 2 and 100. I don't know. But I'm just going to do 2 to 10. So worm's the only thing we have right now, but like, I don't know what other things that could be, but I'm going to say cast bait dot zero after worm. Cast bait. Whoops. Cast bait dot one. I'll say like 3 and 5 again. Something like that. What's up, Garnikin? Hello to you. It's good to see you in chat. Thanks for dropping in. So I have a bait system here. So we have bait.0, bait.1. All funneling those into the same message here. Bait.0, bait.1, bait.0, bait.1. All right, I said by the end of this stream we will catch some fish, so we're going to make sure we catch some fish. So I have this lineup of fish for basic assets for now. You can always change them out, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fish. I think they're broken out pretty fine for good representation. So there's this message that comes out. Left down bobber. Left down bobber is going to check the information that we have and determine the type of fish that we can get and what the likelihood is that we can catch it. And then cast a 0. So I'm watching for the splash. Splashes, pull the bobber. I would have caught it. Something with a fish potential of 2. So maybe these two have fish potentials of 2, but this one's more rare. And the 2, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then we roll the potential weight. And then we add it in, and then we let you fish again. So let's see. So let's stay on fish array potential and we are going to do a comparison. So when it's left down bobber, we're going to check the bobber real time. If it's greater than or equal to 100, we're going to say cast fail. This is one of the easiest things that we can do. Or potentially already use the one that's already there, right? Cast kill. I don't know. We can make sure with the messages and go back and delete them and stuff. I'm going to include cast fail here. Because maybe I can reuse it or something. I don't know. But we'll just go with cast fail for now. Left down bobber. So if it's 100 or it goes over, then you fail your cast. You're going to get a banner. And with banners, I usually like to just make a text variable that I don't put any value into. And I just try to reuse that variable and have short names that do what I'm trying to do here, like say, um, just like failed to catch a fish. Cast fail is going to have to go off and do some other things too. Um, let's see what we're working with here. Failed to catch a fish. Okay. So we're going to use cast fail to reset our power to 0. I'll bring this with me. We're going to use cast fail to change our bobber real time back down to 0. And then also in this math we have here, let's also just go ahead and do a replace. And so cast fail will reset our array potential back down to 0. Oops. Hey Garnikin, thanks. Somebody reached out asking for some just like help thinking about a fishing concept, so we're doing this for fun. And then after we're done working on it, or at any point, I would be happy to uh, make a copy of this and send it off to anybody who would want one. For sure, for sure, for sure. But thank you, yeah. GameMaker's HUD has some pretty cool stuff in it nowadays that we can start to do. That is for sure. So failed to catch, everything went back down to 0. Bang, bang, boom. I want to use a worm. 98 power, so I can see that now because it stays on the left. Next is bobber, so it goes at the top. We're waiting to see the splash and then click. I don't have this part set up yet. So that was going to be a 6 fish potential. A 6 fish potential now. Just trying to think of an easy, fun way on the back end to just kind of think of how to make this a little random. Or it could be as easy as a coin flip, a 50-50 for now. And then we can get a more elaborate. And I'll roll everything in real time. And if that doesn't work, then I'll show how to load stuff. But that's a lot more work, and I don't want to do that in this experience, really. We'll try to roll everything in real time as we need it and keep things simple. Okay, so what information do we have at this time? We have what the cast power was, what your bobber time was, and what the fish potential is. The fish potential is what bait you chose plus the power of your cast. All right. So we're working on this board, fish array potential. We figured out that we can say failed to catch a fish. Actually, we're probably going to use numbers and range for this. So when we get left down bobber, we're going to go ahead and check our fish array potential. Or wait. No, we're not done. We're not done yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves. And if it's less than 100, then we're going to say cast yes. So what did I do? I had the cast fail done, but I didn't do the cast successful. So if we get the left down bobber message out in time, while the bobber real time variable is less than 100, then we're going to get the cast yes message. So what's cast yes going to do? Let's check it out. So cast yes is the message we're going to check out the fish array potential. And so we'll be like 1 through 4. 5 through 8. And 9 and 10. Category cast. Let's just, since we're saying this, let's just say cast array 0.0, cast array 0.1, cast array 0.2, okay. So what are these doing? That's a good question as well. It's a time. I'm going to need myself an RNG. So let's make a new number called RNG fish array. RNG for the fish array. And so cast array 0. What's this going to do for us? That's a good question. We're going to roll a random number. Here it is. So cast array 0.0. We're going to roll a random number. We're going to keep this really simple. Between 1 and 10. And that's our RNG fish array. And then I'm going to say cast array 0.0 check. So now we're going to check it. I'm going to add a compare number. So we're going to use this check message we just made up. We're going to check the RNG number we just made up. We're going to say if it is less than 7, then we will say cast fish 0.0. And if it is greater than or equal to 7, we're going to do cast fish 0.1. I believe I just had 2 fish in this one, right? So you can do these however you want, but I'm going to do 2, 3, 3. Okay. So let's just go ahead and duplicate all these rules. And so now I'm going to use this message. Cast array dot one, do the roll, and then a new message here, which is cast array dot one, a check, dot one check, dot one check. Okay, so let's just say that I guess I might need another one here. With 3, dot one check. We're checking the new RNG. Okay, so I don't know. This time, let's say less than 6. We're gonna get cast fish dot one was the last one. So cast fish dot 2 and then less than 6. So this one's gonna be 6 to 9. Nazman, what's up? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping into chat. Hope you're doing good. So this one would be cast fish dot 3. I suppose you could use message arguments for some of this stuff too, but I just keep everything more straight with its own messages. I don't know, it's just my system. It might be better to use message arguments for some things, and I might learn how to do that here. But yeah, I use messages for most of my stuff at this point. And so if it's greater than or equal to 10, then that opens up cast fish dot 4. We're almost done. We have 8 fish that we can catch. So this is our last 3. We'll keep it the same. So 4, now we're 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now we have the framework to start catching some fish. But just because you get a fish on the line doesn't mean that you're going to catch a fish, right? So, in anticipation of making like the part where you reel them in, I'm going to try to make some RNG here where it's like, oops, they got away that time. Or, yeah, oops, they got away, or you caught them, basically. So it's going to feel like a flip of a coin, which I might do that right now 50-50. Nazman, I am building um, just like freestyling like a fishing game, I guess. And trying to keep in mind, things that make fishing game a fishing game and not just like a text simulator, I guess. And I'm making this as a tutorial if anybody else wants to mess with this logic or anything. I'm making it for a single player game, but I'm also making it so potentially it could be multiplayer friendly, but multiplayer can be a lot of work. So it's a single player fishing game. All right. So by the end of the stream, I want to be able to catch fish. Play game for fun. What's up? I'm doing good. My goal is to catch fish by the end of this stream. Catch some fish. I think we're set up pretty good. I think we're set up pretty good here, though. This is the fish array potential board. And it should probably also be where you catch the fish. But I don't know, though. It's going to be a lot of logic, probably. So right now we got cast fish 0 through cast fish 7. Let's make a new board. Fish catching. Cathing. Fish catching system. What's something I can do for fun to play with some data that we have here? How fast you pull on the bobber? The faster you pull on the bobber, the more likely you are to catch the fish. How about we do that? The Okay, the quicker you are on pulling the bobber, the more likely you are on catching the fish. Why do I do these things to myself? So fish. Okay, so how does this work? We have some math. Starts with math. It always starts with math. I think. I don't know. Cast fish dot zero. So we got the most basic fish on the line right now. And we're going to take a fixed value of 100. And we're going to take a fixed value of 100 and subtract our bobber real time. And that's going to give us our fish catching potential. Let me think about this. Is this how we want to do this? I'm doing really good. Did I answer that already? I think I did. I hope you're doing really good. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. So if you do it really quick, this number will be very big. And if you do it very slow, this number will be very small. Okay. I can reuse this fish array RNG because I'm done with it. So then we're going to say cast fish dot zero check. Actually, we'll do RNG first and then check. So what's a fair way to do this? Let's say that I'm going to roll a random number between 1 and 100. How about that? I'm going to roll a random number between 1 and 100. And that is my new RNG fish array because I'm not using it anymore. And then I'm going to say cast fish dot zero check. I think this is a good solution. Hear me out. And then we're going to go zero check. Cast fish dot zero check. We're going to check the fish catching potential. Or wait, I'm not done here yet. Sorry. Definitely not done with this. We need to say cast fish dot zero math first. We're going to need some more math. So zero math. And we're going to add the fish array to our catching potential. Yeah. And if it's above 100, now we do the compare. So this is the zero check. If the catching potential is greater than or equal to 100. Then we cast fish dot zero. I'll just go with yes here. And obviously, if it's less than 100, then it is cast fish dot zero. No, you failed. Pop up a banner dot zero. No. And so this is where I'm going to want to reuse that banner. Hopefully I can just fit it in the title. The name of it is going to be Fish Got Away. Something like that. But if we get a yes, we need to roll for weight. So I'm going to need another variable. I think I'm going to use definitely floats for these. And so this one's going to be fish weight RNG. I'll need another one for total fish weight. Might have to rethink these, but I'm going to need something like this. So we can use this cast fish.0 yes to help us determine the weight. So I knew this was going to be a lot of logic. That's why I put it on its own board. So let's say 0 yes pops off to another RNG. Wonder if we could roll a float. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. So if we get his .0 yes, then RNG fish weight. Let's say that the 0.0 fish can be somewhere between 0 and 1 pound, or whatever it's gonna be. Metrics of weight. Units of weight. Weight unit. Between 0 and 1 weight units. That's a good way. Cast fish at some point I'm going to be able to consolidate these messages and save me a little work, but I'm not sure. Castfish.0. Let's just keep it simple. Keep going this way. Castfish.0 weight. All right, so let's go ahead and do some math. 0 weight. So then we're going to take our RNG fish weight, add it to our total fish weight. That's the new total fish weight. What else are we going to do when we want to see a fish? We want to see the weight of the fish. Definitely. So let's say this weight message is what gives us our banner. Let's do another banner right here. Duplicate this. So .0 weight. Instead of the banner variable, I'm going to use the RNG fish weight, and the name is fish.0. I want to do the easy ones. So the only thing after this is it needs to also reset things. So let me make sure I have the reset messages good. Let me save this. It's been a while. All right, we're an hour in. I think I'm going to catch a fish. The goal is to catch a fish. Let's go, baby. I don't know if I'm going to have all the fish set up because it's going to be a little bit of busy work. I have to do one of those for every fish. But we can definitely have, did that click on this or? We can definitely have a few fish set up. All right, so I did this once before today, but we have things we need to reset. Let's go to the real-time events. So I use this reset message when it's actually cycling through the power. Maybe I can make up this message called cast reset. I'm hoping. So I'm putting another thing in here that cast real-time float. Cast real-time float. Cast reset. So I'm trying to get another message over here that resets everything. There was another thing I needed to do too, which was the fish array potential. So we have cast reset also does that. And so where is cast reset going to come out of? Oops. Might have to clean this up a little bit. But let's go ahead and build ourselves a little system that we can duplicate. Just change all the messages and it'll be ready for the next fish. And so I'm going to do that with the sending message rule here. And so on 0 no, we're going to cast reset. And on, whoops, 0.0, yes. We're going to cast reset. What's the fish catching potential? No. Probably do the weight one just to be safe. I'm going to do one for the other fish quick. So we have 2 fish to try to get. Cast fish. This is the second fish in the easy part, or the low fish potential, or whatever the heck. Boom, subtract it. Boom. Cast fish dot 1 RNG dot 1 RNG 1 RNG. Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's wrong with this message? Fish dot 1, yes. Cast fish dot 1, no. One, no. One, wait. How much? Let's say this one is somewhere between 1 and 3 pounds, or 3 units of weight. So this fish dot 1 you caught. Dot 1 weight. Okay. should keep track of the other logic, the other variables too, just to make sure. You always want to look the first time you're doing it, and then you can hide them forever. Total weight. That's not going to fit, but let's keep an eye on all our variables this time. It did all fit. $100, I should have caught it. Fish 1, 3 pounds. I just caught my first fish. If I can do it again, I did. 6 power. Watching for the splash. Caught it. Fish 1. I don't think you can roll decimals. Not sure what happened that time. Broke a little bit. Failed to catch a fish. User error. It doesn't roll decimals. That's unfortunate. I can think of a few ways around it, but nothing is ideal. I wish I could RNG decimals. Fish got away. I'm fishing though. Can't say I'm not fishing. 'Cause I am. So I guess for the weight, it's gonna be more like somewhere between. Let's go a little bigger. So that's pretty much it for that. I needed to do all the fish. So just 6 more times. You definitely want to make an asset for the fishing pole so you can see it cast out probably and get reeled in. And then potentially even at the end when you catch something, you could have the fish hanging from the line. Um, Otherwise, you can just have like a celebration around where they are, around where they're fishing. I could build some sort of simple celebration that spawns and then dies off. Or you could make it with like actor property switchers so it never goes away. But for now, let's just say that this is a plant with visual effects on it. Everything is water. Water, water, water. Water dripping? What's that? Like rain? You mean? Just have to do a splash. Water splash. Hold up like this, and then we'll make the position -1y. So the VFX is actually like down here while the fish is up there. sound. Don't have my water turned on. So I want all this stuff to just enable at start. Is looping false? 30 sound. Play at start. True. So this is fish dot zero. Okay, so let's just go ahead and make this invisible now and take everything off of it. And make it an asset spawner. So we're gonna spawn the fishy. When fish dot zero weight. And then we're gonna go, actually no. We'll grab this preset here. And we're going to replace it with this guy, the red fish. Replace with red fish. 30 more minutes? Nice, GG. I have to do some stuff for work. I have to get off the stream a little early. So this is fish.1, and it just looks different. Everything else is exactly the same. So create new fish.1. .1 weight. I missed it. The fish got away. There it is. Disappears. Oh, I know what I did. So off stream, I'll probably just finish up all the boring stuff for the rest of the fish. And then we can come back and add some more mechanics to it the next time I stream. Which maybe might be a few more days this week, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I was not ready for that. I cast it too far. That shouldn't have worked. Should it have? Nice. I think it's working pretty good. $65 units of weight already. Man, we're gonna eat good tonight. Fish got away. I think that's a pretty good system. All right. Well, I actually have some work I gotta go do, so I'm gonna cut stream off early. But yeah, be on the lookout for me about this time on weekdays to get back in the swing of things. Get this fishing game kind of cleared up, and maybe add some sound effects and a little polish. And anybody have any questions or things that they want to work on, just let me know. Mostly I'll probably be working on Pickaxe Master games. We're going to be working on a new single player version of Misty Mountain. And I'll probably be working on that on stream most of the time. It's a very heavy map, so you might have to be patient with me. I don't. I stream randomly. I'm a random streamer. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. All right, much love, everybody. I will see you around. Sounds good, Nazman.